Hello, hello. We got Chase muted right now. There we
I'm
go.
back.
You ready?
I'm back. I'm here. You're going to hear me all night, Karter. Come on.
All right, there we go. We get the chat popping up. All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. We're live. We are live right now. It is Wednesday, December 3rd, late night right now. BYU absolutely mollywopped Cal Baptist tonight. 91-60, 31-point win. It was dominant from start to finish, Chase, in the Delta Center. And we got a lot of positives to talk about tonight, Chase.
For the first time ever. Just kidding. There's a lot of positives. I'll start with this. My initial thoughts. This is a good win for BYU. You might look at this and say, "Oh, Cal Baptist bye game." Look, this is a WAC team. This isn't some team you've never heard of. They were at the moment in time, right, of this game, they were top 70 in net. I don't know if that'll hold. Obviously, we'll see how the rest of their season goes, but they're a real contender in the WAC. I mentioned on the preview, Lenardi had picked them to go to the tournament, be a 13 seed. This was a really good spanking from BYU, a team they were supposed to spank. Yes. 19.5-point favorites. Yes. They nearly doubled it. They absolutely took this team to the woodshed. It wasn't a game in any sense of the word at any given time. And I think that's actually really impressive. You might, like I said, people will look at this win. They'll say, whatever, bye game, Cal Baptist. I think this was a good win. Look at Cal Baptist's, schedule up to this point. Look what they've done to some teams. Look at how they played Colorado a few days ago. We'll see what they do. I think they play Utah tomorrow night or the night after. This is a lot better than just your normal run of the mill. Your Central Arkansas of the worlds or the Pacific Life of the worlds. This was a truly dominant and good BYU win tonight.
It was dominant from start to finish. You can either start in the first half where it's the AJ and Kaba show where they're just absolutely just destroying that team, where we go into these previews, Chase, and we talked about the size advantage that AJ's been having against teams, or Kaba Keita is going to have against teams, and it's been exploited to some degree, but especially we saw it tonight in that first half. And then in the second half, AJ looked good at the beginning. Then they're like, AJ, take a rest, man. Let's not get you injured. Let's keep you healthy. Rob Wright, you run the show. And man, Rob Wright, I tweeted it out before, but Rob Wright was putting out an and one mixtape tonight, crossing up dudes, passing the ball. And Chase, it's no surprise when you a game like this, when BYU is just absolutely firing on all cylinders, and you go to the box score and you check the assist numbers and you go, oh, Rob had 11 assists, AJ had 5, BYU had 22 total assists tonight, double their average normally. That's how this thing goes. Mark Titus talked about it on his show, where it's like BYU, I mean, if they pass the ball, they're good. If they don't, they're not. It might just be that simple for this BYU team. There is more to it with knocking down three-pointers, and yeah, they were playing an inferior opponent, but I'll tell you what, man, with all the analytics and everything in this sport, with the net, I mean, this is considered a quad 2 game right now, but by the end of the season, this is a game we're going to look back on, and if this is still a quad 2 game, it's like a 31-point win in quad 2. That's going to look great.
It's going to look incredible. I don't know how long it'll stay quad 2. There's a good chance it sticks around for at least a little bit. I mean, who knows? Who knows what happens at the end of, what Cal Baptist does the rest of the season. Like I said, I think they have a good squad. I think they're going to be able to do some stuff in the WAC this year. But you nailed it, Karter. I think tonight was the first time that they really just imposed their will in every aspect of the game and facet of it. They were clearly a mismatch for Cal Baptist. But they were able to just be physical. They were able to dominate the boards. They were able to get out and run in transition. They were able to force turnovers. I mean, 12 steals for this BYU team tonight is nothing to scoff at. They shut down, Cal Baptist's go-to offense there, especially, shutting down Daniels, who's their best scorer, right? Their go-to guy. He only finished 8 points, 3 and 11 from the field, 0 of 6 from 3. Tonight, when we say dominant, we mean all around. It's the best BYU has looked all season. You can talk about the Wisconsin game. Maybe that's the best they've looked with getting hot from 3 and stuff like that. But I just thought from top to bottom, both ends of the floor, it was just a complete dog walking, man. And they finally looked like they grew into their bodies, like a kid that hits puberty and starts to realize what he can do athletically, right? To other kids that haven't hit it yet or whatever. They finally looked like the big boys that we've been putting them up here with. And there was no messing around anymore. There was no like ISO one-on-one. I mean, there was some pretty sweet, Rob stuff in there, and AJ got his shots a little bit, but it wasn't the force stuff that really we grew frustrated with BYU. A lot better vision, like you said, passing, looking to other teammates, a lot more production from everyone else. Again, obviously the opponent's one thing, but you only get 12 from Richie Saunders, and you know what? That's fine. You got to see guys like Kayla really have an offensive output. Kennard Davis continuing to do his thing. The bench being able to put up still not a ton of points.
No, we'll get to that later on. We'll get into the weeds in like the D block of this show.
Okay, only 9 points from the bench here, but all around a team game, team effort, and dominant top to bottom. Even I was impressed. Sorry, I'm going on a lot. I was impressed with the second stringers. They were put in early. I think KY knew, like, look, this is going to be a game to get a lot of tick for a lot of these guys. Kostic was coming into that first time out. They continued that dominance, right? That attitude of like, we know who we are and we're going to show it all over the court here. They brought that as well. So super impressive for BYU.
Yeah, I mean, top to bottom. I mean, seriously, top to bottom. You talked about like the vision and the passing and everything like that. Like I had in my notes, I was the halftime interview with Spencer and KY. He talked about AJ being patient, even though AJ like had a dominant first half. I can get the stats for you right now. AJ had 16 in the first half, and he was 7 for 11. And Kevin Young still went into the press to the interview. Spencer's like, "Yeah, I'd like AJ to not force as much, be a little patient, let the game come to him a little bit more." It's something we've been saying nonstop on this podcast, and you could see it in that second half. He was keeping his head up. He was picking his spots really well. I mean, he was absolutely cooking dudes with some of those little hesitation moves, and he has that one move where he's in the post, shake, and then turn over and take that little mid-range jumper. It's like a 9-footer, and it's just water every single time. It's automatic. You can't guard it, especially when you don't have a 6'9" athletic freak to go against him. He was getting that all night long, and I loved him keeping his head up and passing the ball. The defense is on their toes so much. The amount of attention AJ receives from opposing teams' defenses, it just all your focus is on him. And when he's able to just calm down, be patient, and keep his eyes up, that's when BYU's actually honestly at their best. Outside of Rob Wright in transition, Rob Wright, dishing it out, they're flying. When AJ keeps his head up and can make that swing pass to Richie in the corner, just keep it moving off the double team, like, how do you guard it? Truly, if he's able to pass like that, how do you guard this team? You can't.
You can't. I think a really good indicator, a secondary indicator of how well this BYU team's moving the ball and passing is honestly how many shots Kayla gets up in a game. Because
especially tonight, man. And he missed real quick before we keep going on this tangent. Chase, how many missed BYU? I wish KenPom had a stat like PFF has these random stats like big time throw rate and all this stuff. I wish KenPom had a stat of just missing easy shots. Like BYU might lead the country in just missing bunnies left and right. Like they could have had 110 tonight with the missed dunks and the missed layups. Like it was, they were missing shots left and right. Easy ones.
Yeah, I mean, it continues to be a bit of a theme. We'll monitor it in the future. We got it. We got it in the in our back pocket, folks. Don't worry, we're keeping our eye on it. We'll keep you updated. Because it's tonight. It's chill. It's funny. It's whatever. And Kadeem Boop goes out, tries to back scratch that thing in, and it just goes flying about 45 feet the other way. But
two of them.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is the more shots Kaba gets, first off, they're going to be within 5 feet. And that's a good shot for pretty much every time, unless he's like Kareem skyhooking over 3 dudes that just have the perfect jump. I'll take a Kaba jump hook, baby hook, or obviously a dunk or a layup anytime. If he's taking a shot, it's 99.9% of the time, it's a good shot, which means he was found by most likely Rob Wright or someone else in the lane, or he got an offensive board, right? So him getting 15 shots, again, they didn't have anyone that can hang with him tonight. They don't have really a true center. They did have some bigger guys than I think they tried to throw at him. It didn't really work, obviously. But when he gets shots, that to me is telling of, one, you're rebounding well. Two, the ball is moving around. You're getting to the lane and you're finding Kaba. Because, like I said, there's no other time he touches the ball except for the top of the key, right, to get the action started, or if he's going to take a shot within 5 feet. So it's always good, and it means that BYU is looking that way. And I can tell that they've been working on drive and dish, drive and dish, drive and dish. If you don't have a high percentage shot at the rim, that's okay because everyone's crashing on you. I mean, it's simple basketball at that point, right? When all the heads turn, when the help side comes, you're going to find open guys. And like you said, when they do that, scary hours for the rest of college basketball.
It was funny tonight watching Rob and Kaba run the pick and roll because it wasn't like a quick pick and roll or Kaba setting like slip screens or anything. It was the most obvious pick and roll coming. And then like it wouldn't even be the immediate pass, like right off the bounce. Like Rob would hold on to the ball and then just like walk down the paint, and then Kaba starts sealing his guy. It's like, all right, now I'll give it to you. And it's just an easy bucket every single time for him. And almost had his career high tonight with 22 points, had a double-double. Just an all-around insane night. And we'll get to the chat here in a second. Before we do dive into the chat, Chase, Richie Saunders, people are going to point to this game and be like, oh, Richie, he only had 12 points in this one, 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 3 or 4 from the free throw line. This is a game where, look, Richie didn't get as many touches on the ball. Shots weren't necessarily in rhythm except for that one transition 3 where AJ handed it back to him. But these games are going to happen, and it's okay. Like, he was great off the ball tonight, and the amount of attention he took away, and he made life easier for AJ and those guys because they were so worried about Richie shooting threes and chucking threes all night. And sometimes with Richie, you're like, you can tell, like we talked about this, it's like when you're playing pickup basketball, you're playing, and I'm not saying the other guys on the team are ball hogs. It's like when you just haven't touched the ball in a while, you're like, I don't know when I'm getting this back. I'm putting some shots up. I need to get my feet wet. And then you force it. It's out of rhythm. It's not quite there. There was a bit of that for Richie. I thought it was tough for him to find his rhythm tonight, but that's okay because everybody else found the rhythm. And then there's going to be nights where Richie finds it. It's not the end of the world in a night like this where he's not putting up 20 points.
And I think that's important to note. Like, he wasn't forcing anything because he just wasn't taking shots. I mean, he only put up 6 shots and made 4 of them. That's extremely efficient. So I think it was more of just him like looking for other dudes. And like you said, Cal Baptist really focused in on him. I think they said, let's take away his 3 ball. They were going over all the screens. They were over helping whenever. There was a few times maybe he drove and tried to force things. Obviously, he gets blocked in transition. He has 3 turnovers. We put the ball on the ground a little too much. But other than that, like if someone says like, oh, Richie Saunders like sucked tonight, you didn't watch. Like, he just wasn't shooting the ball. And we're not just trying to be like homers here. It's just 4 of 6 is an efficient game. It clearly was just looking elsewhere. Couple other quick notes for your Karter. AJ, you can just pretty much pencil him in for 18 to 24 points a game from now on. I mean, even in this one, 10 of 15 from the field, outrageously efficient. Only shot 1 free throw. Obviously canned that 3, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, only 2 turnovers, and all in 25 minutes. I mean, they really took it easy with AJ. I did see him with that brace. He was hitting the massage gun on the bench. I'm hoping it's nothing too serious. It doesn't look like it is, but I'm sure they're probably monitoring that, and that's why they didn't play him as much as they did. They don't give a crap about Rob Wright's health, apparently. They'll just go ahead and play him till he dies. I don't understand what we're doing here.
When all the bench guys are fouling out randomly somehow, Rob Wright's like, yeah, put me in, coach. And I'm like, whoa. No. Like, Kevin Young, you suit up and you go play. Like, you can't be risking injuries right now. Like, let's have KY. Let's put our guy Justin Young in a jersey and get out there and start playing. You can't be risking Rob Wright up 30 points with 2 minutes left against Cal Baptist.
Hey, get the young brothers in there, man. They can kill a pick and roll. No, I mean, like, I'm texting you. I'm like, why is Rob Wright still in this game? I feel like I've texted that 3 times this season already. Like, get him out of here. Like, I don't know if KY knows this, but Rob Wright's the most important player on this team, Karter, even though AJ's the best, as we know.
That's true.
That's
true. It wasn't
20
tonight a
minutes in.
perfect example of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Every night seems like a perfect example of that.
Yeah,
it doesn't
true.
stop.
That's true.
Last thing I have from the starters here, Kennard Moo Davis Jr. He's really figuring out the 3-ball, and he's pulling it quick. He was confident from any spot on the court. Continues to play great defense. He only played 23 minutes tonight. Of course, our guy Jack is happy. Well done. Held onto the stock. In fact, I think he bought more when it couldn't have been lower. Shout out, Jack. Moo might, with Dawson Baker out, probably second best shooter on this team now. At least that's what he's shown us. Going 3-6 tonight, and a real threat from that. I mean, real Mowit Maggie. We say that all the time.
That's what I had written down on my notes, Chase. I had Mowit Mag type stuff right there. The defensive intensity. And you know when Mowit Mag would just launch those threes in super high arcing threes randomly or whatever, and you're just like, and it's just water? Like, it was just like, you're just like, okay. Like, I was never super confident Mowit Mag was draining threes. But heck, they go in, man, and like Moo Davis it was when BYU went on like that super quick 9-0 run in like 50 seconds in the second half. He had those 2 NBA threes that were just water, man. I mean, they weren't even near the rim at that point. Yeah, I literally had that in my notes. There's a lot of Mowit Mag, and we talked about that. You need that kind of guy if you're going to compete for a national title. You have to have that kind of guy that sets the tone like that and can be an off-ball shooter. I mean, true 3-and-D guy.
True 3-and-D. I mean, and he's proving it. I mean, he's at that point now. I expect him to keep it up, and that's so valuable for a team to have. You know, we talk about 3-point specialists. And that's always important, and BYU is still really searching for like the straight up, like, I just shoot threes, Trevin Nell of this team. I don't know if they ever will find it, but when you can have a guy who you feel confident on any spot on the court and all the stuff he brings defensively and the IQ, right? And even on the ball, I don't hate the Moose Davis stuff ever. I'm fine with him put on the floor a little bit and get into the lane. That's an incredible development. They're obviously super stoked to have him back, and keep shooting, man. Keep shooting.
I love it. Let's get to some chats real quick. Said missed the game because of church ball. Shout out you playing church ball. I mean, just keeping the name, man.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, kind of jealous. It sounds kind of fun. How did Kata get 22 tonight? Easy buckets. Let's just say none of them were outside of. I'm not gonna bring up the airballed free throw. I'm not bringing it up. So
you just bring it up.
That's the joke, Chase. But 22 points. Yeah, he was dominant tonight.
What would you put the the odds at that we see a Keba Keita 3-pointer before he walks the floor the last time as a Coug?
Plus 300.
Dang, that seems pretty. You seem like a cheap book if you're giving me plus 300 on a guy who's never taken one in his career.
You don't think we just get a late shot clock? Yeah, it probably should be like 10-1.
That's what I would say. Personally, but maybe it's coming.
Yeah. Alex Beach in the chat said, can't say it in the chat, but a few quick thoughts. Or can't say in the chat. Headband, Kata is lethal. AJ is the best player on the team. Rob is the most important. Thank you. And Tony Padilla is still one of the refs of all time. No. Hey, Alex. I don't think you understand. Tony Padilla is one of the highest rated refs in the sport. Just want you to remember that. And also, thank you for bringing this up. ESPN Plus is taking my money and giving me commercials instead of the game. Shaking my head. The ESPN Plus stuff is out of control, Chase. You know how much we go on rants about people screwing us out of these subscriptions. Shout out Big Ten Plus. I'm still getting the emails. It's just a disaster. It's a nightmare. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know. I was like, did my thing glitch? I restarted my TV. I was like, what? I can't even watch the game. I mean, this is unreal. Just turn on the all 22, whatever the version of that is, and just let it run. You're showing the same 4 commercials anyway.
There is no. I'm like I get mad at times. I can get emotional. There is no greater rage in my life than when I log on to the ESPN Plus app, getting ready to watch a game. It's like 5 minutes till tip off, and it says I don't have ESPN Plus all of a sudden. I'm like, I definitely paid you guys way more money than you deserve, and I paid you $20 or whatever it is. I have ESPN Plus. I've never logged out of ESPN Plus. I watched a game on here last night. What are we doing here? And then it's just like, yep, we're not letting you watch the game. And you try like 8 different devices, and then maybe one works. I'm done.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Hey, ESPN Plus. We're good.
We're good. We have Big Ten Plus. If it wasn't for BYU being the Big 12 and having this deal, I mean, none of us would be sniffing ESPN Plus, right? That would be the point.
I probably
you want to watch 30 for 30s? You gotta watch.
I will be. I'm going to the Jimmy V Classic. I got that queued up, ready to go on the plane ride Monday morning.
Oh yeah, incredible.
But anyhow, moving on. How do Kosic and Xavier Satan stay out of foul trouble?
I think the question is how did they foul out? Just hacking.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this right now and you're watching the post-recording, you don't have a box score on you. Kosic played 14 minutes tonight, and Xavier played 10 minutes. Both of them fouled out in this game. Getting a little just handsy, not moving your feet enough and putting your hands, you're just not quick enough hands and not staying straight up. It was as simple as that. It was just excited, just a little too excited. So can I say something about the Kosic minutes?
Of course.
Because I think people are going to be overly down on him. I really don't hate the shots he took tonight, and they didn't look bad. I know they didn't fall, and it wasn't great or anything, but I still feel comfortable with him on the floor, as crazy as that is to say. He might be a defensive liability. We'll see, but I'm okay with him. He's got a nice stroke, and he can take the ball to the paint. Like, I know he missed that layup. I know he missed his 2 threes, but I'm saying let's just see some. I'm excited for these bye games for him because I think he's going to show us something.
Yeah, I do too. I think tonight, I mean, I'm just looking through the TV, so I don't know if I can't say this with full confidence. He looked a little, I don't know if nervous is the right word, but he was juiced. I think he was thinking about it a lot. I think there's probably
could feel that tonight.
Yeah, and there's probably conversations amongst him and coaches like, look, we need you to step up. He was the first guy off the bench tonight. And I think he might have been thinking about it a little bit. It's just, you could see it. And his 3-pointers were long, the first one he took, I guess is the only one he took. But you could kind of see just a tad jittery. And I don't mean that as an insult. I think, I think he legit was told, like, you maybe have to fill this Dawson Baker role, right? And he probably worked with the ones a lot more in practice this week and all sorts of stuff. So that thing goes to your head when you got some things get put on your shoulders. Thankfully, he's got some games to ease into it and figure it out. I mean, big one coming up on Tuesday, and they're going to need him. I feel like if BYU wants to do what they want to do in that game. But I'm with you. I think, look, was it his greatest night? No. But we also haven't seen him in this position before, having to come on as the first guy off the bench and kind of run the offense and stuff. But to your point, 0 turnovers, and I do feel comfortable with him with the ball in his hand. So at the very least, he can run the offense, and he's confident enough to pull it, so I trust him. And we've seen him hit some shots early, so he'll be fine.
Moving on. Was AJ mad he didn't play more? I don't think so. I think he was content not playing the last bit. And also, if he was mad, that's normal. You want to play more, but the coaching staff was smart. Don't get injured, man. Can't afford any injuries. It's not worth it for a game like this.
Yeah. 100%.
Headband Kata tonight, or Kaba tonight. Kaba. Yeah, you same thing.
I need someone to go and fix it. Man, in that first half, I was like, someone fix his headband.
No, don't change anything. Don't change anything. Let's keep this thing going. Superstitious over here. Eli Wynn in the chat said, "What's more fun, this blowout win or Penn State's coaching search?" Penn State's coaching search, without question. This is hilarious stuff if you're online.
That was so fun. And it still is.
How long did this stay a Q2 win for BYU? I think that all depends on what happens with Cal Baptist against Utah on Saturday. If Cal Baptist pulls off the upset against the Utes, I think we might see this stay Q2 a little bit longer, but then once they get they get like 2 whack losses, then it gets a little dicey at that point.
Yeah, just for if you don't know, it's a neutral site game, so you need Cal Baptist to be ranked 100 or better to stay Q2.
And they were
So
67 coming into tonight.
yeah, 67, 60, 69, one of those. So as long as they're under 100, they'll be quad 2. Don't know if that sustains throughout the season. But we'll see. Either way,
Shout out the conspiracy guys in the chat. ESPN Plus giving commercial breaks during the game is no surprise after the ESPN CFB graphic, which left BYU out. If you're listening right now and you're like, what is he talking about? The playoff show has just every week just decided, like, yeah, we're not even going to talk about BYU. We're not even going to put them on the graphics and discussion. They have to get in with the Big 12. So
I mean, they don't even want us to watch our basketball team, Karter. What is this?
they don't want it. They don't want it. So story time real quick, very funny, and it's kind of related. I was working at when I was at BYU Idaho for a minute, worked at the Marriott Hotel. One night, working the front desk, a lady comes up to me and she was like, "Hey, yeah, you guys, I'm gonna be checking out of my room." She was like, "I need a full refund. You guys are trying to silence us or whatever." I was like, "What's going on, lady?" And she was like, "You guys are trying to silence the silent majority. Fox News isn't working on my TV, but MSNBC is." I was like, okay, like, let's see what's going on. Turns out just Fox News, the whole channel was down. Our TVs were fine at the hotel and everything. But this kind of relates to ESPN, if BYU fans like, hey, trying to silence the BYU fans right here, won't let us watch our team.
Censorship, dirty dogs.
I think she got plenty of Rachel Maddow that night, though. So shout out that lady. Also was happy to see Bosco hit his first 3 of the season. He seemed to have a pass-first mentality as well, which was nice to see. I thought he came in and played some nice minutes, man.
I totally agree. When the Bosco minutes are good, they're really good. When they're not, then sometimes it's like maybe we go with someone else. But there's been moments, man. Last season, he won some games for them, or at least helped out. It was a big part.
A lot of Bosco love in the chat right now. Shout out this guy, Go Brewers Go in the chat. Since Chris Paul was sent home, KY should bring him in.
Hey.
All right.
Grad assistant Chris Paul.
Grad assistant Chris Paul. I don't know if Richie will be happy with the amount of touches he got tonight, but the team looked really good with him playing super off ball. Yeah, couldn't agree more. The spacing was great tonight. The ball movement was there tonight. Everything was there tonight. Where I think we've said that a billion times. I've never seen a player like Rob Wright. He has Allen Iverson vibes. We've been getting Kyrie vibes in the chat. Now we're getting Allen Iverson stuff. I'm telling you, man. I mean, I need to put like a classic and one mixtape together. For Rob Wright to fully buy into the and one mixtape stuff, I need him to start wearing super long shorts, like down to his calves one game. Like in one of these buy games where they're favored by 50, like have Rob Wright wear some super baggy shorts.
I'm all for it, man. He's doing the things that he does. Like, look, you can break a dude's ankles, and that's what and one mixtapes are. And sometimes it's like, oh, that's nice, but you did it 30 feet away from the basket. Like, he's doing it on the move. Like, he's not only is he breaking dudes and just getting by them, he's doing it like vertically. He's moving towards the basket every time. It's so fun to watch, man. Spoiled. It's special stuff. And he was finishing a lot better tonight than he has in the past.
He said, Williams Freeman in the chat said, why does Rob Wright make the hardest layups and then miss the bunnies?
Yeah, story of a lot of the team
today. Bosco drives me insane from Nathan Hot Takes.
Hot Takes. That's why he's here. Drives it.
I have
like to know him a little bit more.
A lot of Bosco stuff in the chat. I have a love-hate relationship with Bosco coming in. Not in Boop's night tonight, but will be good film for him. I thought he was fine. Like I thought he brought some good energy.
That was fine. 6 rebounds. He needs to learn to stay on his feet defensively. And man, that 1-3 in the corner, he pump faked us. He should have taken it. You're up by 35, man. Take it.
Tough game for Kostic tonight from Williams Freeman again. We already touched on the Kostic stuff and everything. Nathan Hot Takes. Bosco's never quite at his spot, and he's inconsistent defensively.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like I said, when it's good, it's really good, and when it's not, it's not. AJ cooked, of course.
Jack in the chat said, "Low, though AJ Dybantsa be counted the mightiest of men in the skill and prowess, yet doth Rob Wright III stand as the most needful among them." I felt like I was popcorn reading a scripture right there, and then it brought me back to like sitting there stuttering reading a scripture when I'm like 9 years old in Sunday school. Like, oh my gosh, man, I needeth the saith the Rob Wrighteth. I can't get there, man.
I mean, I'm interpreting this correctly. I think he's got a point, though. I'd have to agree with him. I'd have to agree with him.
And last couple things on Bosco. That pass, I don't think enough people noticed it, and the broadcast didn't notice it too. Shame on them for not recognizing it. That pass through the legs by Bosco was elite. And Keita, man, he was smoking so many guys' assists tonight, man. I bet, I know they're gonna go in the locker room and they're gonna be like, dude, man, come. Like when they get in the film room, like, Keita, man, you could have had 30 tonight.
Dude, Bosco was trying to start his and one mixtape. Keita just, it's like one of those and one mixtapes where the dude just has a sweet pass and then they just cut it off before the shot because they, and you're like, oh, I know he missed that.
Nathan said, "Did you bite on that Big 10 plus Cyber Monday sale, Karter?"
Ooh.
No, thank goodness I did not. The Rutgers women's swim and dive, man, they'll have to go on without me. I'm boycotting.
Man, I'm really pulling for them this season.
We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do at regionals. Who impressed you the most? You guys off the bench? Anyone? Good question.
I think the answer's probably been in the chat. I think it was Boskovic was really showing some stuff for us. It's not perfect. He bugs Nathan. It's okay. But I do think when he gets comfortable and he can be like a real leader on the team, I think he brings this veteran sort of like calming, experienced presence that really helps. He was the most impressive off the bench for me. No one like stood out points wise. I always love the Mboop stuff. And then we talked a lot about Kostic. Anyone for you other than that? I mean, I kind of just took everyone.
Yeah, I mean, you took the whole team away from me. But I will say this: Dominic Diamande out because of an illness tonight. This sucks for a guy like that. These are games. He's a guy that just needs reps. Like he just needs as many reps as possible, being in live action and just getting his feet wet in crowds and in live games, man. Because and him missing bye games like this is really, really going to hurt. I'm sure he'll be back for the Clemson game next Tuesday, but really, really want to see him just develop over these bye games to close out December going into conference play because he's a guy they're going to need. They're just going to need him. And we talked about it nauseum. We're going to keep saying it. One of these bench guys, man, you got a 3-game tryout coming up. Show up and show out, man.
Show up and show out. And I think we'll talk a little bit more of this later. I'll just drop this little tidbit. I think from what I've seen, the rotation this year is not going to be like last year. I think this is an 8-man max. I think it's a 7-man rotation. I think it really gets trimmed down. So it's up to these guys to fight for that time and figure out where they stand in the lineup and who can be trusted, right?
Yep. Eli one in the chat said Kostic is this year's Trevin Nell. We got to start seeing that 3-point production. Trevin Nell might be getting too much. Yeah. Hey, just we'll remember that if Kostic comes in and nails like 7 threes in a game, and we're like, all right, Eli, we'll come back to this comment in this show after a Cal Baptist blowout. Jack said when ESPN Plus is giving me commercials, but at least I can stay updated with Wisconsin's field hockey team using Big 10 Plus.
Man, the Badgers field hockey, they got something going over there.
The Rob Wrighteth, and the Rob Wrighteth giveth, and the Rob Wrighteth taketh.
He's mostly given right now.
Yeah, he's awesome. I mean, oh my gosh, man. It's funny too because at the end of these games, man, he wants a stat pad. He wants these numbers. It is so clear in these blowouts. He's like, man, let me get these numbers up. Nathan Hot Take said French Dom out sick was such a bummer. Could not agree more. Like I just, yeah.
It'll be all right.
Yeah, I know.
It's better him to miss this one, right, than any of the others, to be honest.
Sure, but he just needs more reps and just get his hands on the ball and just more minutes. And but it's not like the biggest deal in the world. So And he said, please let Kostic be like Nell. And then, is the Rob Wright stat pad concerning? Will he do that in a more important game? I don't think so, because we've seen it in the more important games where it's like he's trying to go for the best play, and everyone's always going to – it's like Cooper Flagg last year where everyone points back to, oh, he slips at the end of games and everything, and everyone's going to point back to Rob Wright turning the ball over at the end of that UConn game because that's the only thing they have to go back on. I still think like him driving and penetrating in that spot is the right play. Like, and there's no stat padding like that at the end of those games like that, in my opinion.
I agree. He knows what he's doing. He's smart both ways, and he played a lot like non-AJ minutes, and they were up 30. I think I'm okay with it. I'm chill with it.
Yeah, and and then also like he wasn't super involved in the first half. Like it was the AJ and Kaba show in the first half, and so he's like, all right, my turn in the second half. So
yeah,
it's
I gotta eat too, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, looking at the plus minus here, man. I mean, it was the starters and then a little bit of Boscovich, and then it was the starters tonight plus 35, 25, 21, 28, 25. But I mean, my gosh.
Yeah. Wow.
The bench production might be a problem.
Might be a problem. That's why I really think this is going to be like a 7-8 man rotation. Like your starting five's awesome. Keep them healthy, and they will take you to wins. I promise.
It's not the end of the world. Like you can win a national title with a 7-8 man rotation. Like I know people hear that and like, oh, that's kind of scary and everything. Like it's really not. But anyhow, moving on. We'll get a few more chats and then we'll get out of here. What does Kostic need to do to get on the court more? We talked about it, but just taking advantage of those minutes, man, where, just calm down, and he's just got to be able to knock down those catch and shoot shots, man, and really just be able to get downhill. Like that's kind of it.
Yeah, if I'm Kostic, I'm really focusing on one, hitting shots. That's the number one thing you can do in his position. The number one thing you can do in like any position is like hustle the crap out, right? Do dirty work. But for his position right now, it's hitting shots. And then the second thing that I really would love to see from him a bit more, I want to see his assist numbers up. I think like if you're going to be point guard, play point guard and get in the role of the offense. I know he's not Rob Wright. I know he's not going to be shaking dudes left and right to get to the lane all the time, but I still think he can do sort of. And I don't know if this is a cheap comparison because they're European, but like when Egor was able to just draw so much attention and still be able to penetrate, and then the vision he had, again, it was special. Egor's was. But I think Kostic needs to be able to figure out a way to be a little bit of a part of that too. Don't always be looking for your shot. If it's a 3, take it. If not, where are your teammates? Where can you find them? Get them open shots. I think if he does those two things, he'll get plenty of minutes on this team going in the future.
And and playing good defense too. Obviously, like you can't be fouling out in 14 minutes. You're averaging a foul. A foul every 2 minutes at that, or every 2.5 minutes at that point, basically. So don't foul. And then I think that's a good point too, but it's also just like so tough for a guy like that when you're playing spot minutes where it's like, once again, it's tough to find rhythm. And the only way you really get a chance to stay on the floor is making big time defensive plays and knocking down shots. Like that's how you're going to be able to stay on the floor. Otherwise you're getting yanked immediately for the next guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tricky spot to be in for sure.
Yeah. AJ and Kaba show was good. Was a good watch, not gonna lie. And Kaba got us a season worth of highlights tonight. Yeah, that BYU social team's got plenty of highlights to work with from tonight's game. Sam Emery in the chat said, "I know it started as a joke, but Rob Wright really is the most important now that he's our only point guard." It's not a joke. I know people think it's a bit, but it's really not a bit.
Right. Here's the thing, Samuel. It started off totally serious. It was like, this is a good take. And then it was like, and then it turned into a joke, but it doesn't make it any less true because it's
cliches are cliches for a reason,
and it is serious. But I know what he's saying. He's in on it.
Jack said, "Do we need to brace ourselves for Rob Wright playing 35 to 38 minutes a game?" Yep. Short answer. Yep.
You played Cal Baptist. You won by 31, and he played 34 minutes.
Yep.
So yeah,
easy enough right there. Boys, how we feeling about Saturday? We did the show. We talked about it in the preview. If you want to go check out the preview for the Cal Baptist game. Just skip ahead. Timestamps are in the YouTube recording right there and everything if you want to see our preview on that one. But the closer and closer I get to the game, the more nervous you get. And on top of that, I mean, I think Texas Tech is going to win the game, but it was like Texas Tech by 10. Today, you know, it's like Texas Tech by like 7. I'm sure by Friday it'll be Texas Tech by 3. And on Saturday, I'm sure it'll be BYU money line. And BYU winning outright.
Yeah. I feel really good, actually. I just am trying to embrace and enjoy the fact that they're here playing for a title and how sick that is. Look, could they crush my spirits and my heart by just going out and laying an egg? Of course, they did it, 4 weeks ago or whatever. But I really don't see them repeating. I think the fact that they got smoked earlier is actually making me feel a lot better about this game because how could it get any worse? 2, I think they have a lot of to go off of to improve on, right? Fix. I mean, just they can stare directly at the film of that game and say, we got to do this better, this better, this better. Now there's a lot to do better. Texas Tech's still amazing. I think it's gonna be a ball game, man. I'm nervous, but man, I'm just trying to enjoy, and I really do think BYU finds a way to keep it close, be in it, and give themselves a chance to win it in the end.
Man, I'm jealous of every BYU fan going to the game. Shout out to the game if you're going and you're flying. Tweet it out, tweet pictures and everything.
Tag us.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of blue in Dallas, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's already sold out. I'm sure you saw, and everyone listening saw. It's going to be packed. Jerry's World is going to be bumping.
The opposite of last year's game.
Yeah, the last year's game,
they were handing the tickets out to the homeless. Like, here's some shelter for a few hours, man. Like, come watch Iowa State 6-string linebackers. It was awful. You couldn't sell your tickets to the game last year. Poor BYU fans buying their tickets ahead of time. You couldn't give them away.
They're giving tickets to the homeless. Here's some shelter for a few hours.
Nathan Hot takes in the chat. Ryan Smith was on his phone all night. Was he moving funds around for Kalani's new contract or just bored? Did the Jazz play tonight?
I have no idea. I care less about the Jazz. I think being on the phone just makes you look important. I think every businessman's always on the phone. They're always moving
you've
something.
Been like media situations where you're just like, you're like, oh yeah, I got a text right here. Meanwhile, you're just on the weather app being like, oh, 37 on Thursday.
37, yeah. Hasn't changed since the last time I checked it 30 minutes ago. Shout out Mitt Romney in attendance. Don't want to get political, but what are your thoughts on him, Karter?
On Mitt Romney?
Yeah.
BYU fan, man. I mean, hey, they show up for Mitt Romney. Like, if they're playing ball like that for Mitt, man, just keep him, have him come to games. Give him a courtside seat. Let's do this thing. I don't care. No political affiliation here, man. If you're going to win ball games, I don't care.
I don't care what you do.
That's SEC football for you right there. BYU jumped to 11 in KenPom tonight. I'm not too worried about analytics until conference play. That's when we'll get much more data points on this stuff, and that's when things will start to materialize. You're going to see these heavy jumps here and there on KenPom, Bart Torvik, and everything nonstop here.
Yeah, I think it's always great to be up in KenPom. There's a stat. If anyone in the chat right now can find it for me and knows what I'm talking about, you'll get a free little bit of church ball merch. There's a stat about a certain week. Every national champion for the last, I don't even know how many times, has been a certain top 10 or 12 in KenPom and offensive and defensive efficiency by whichever week. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So that's the only thing I care about right now is if they can find their way in that. The defensive efficiency's got to jump up, but I think tonight was a big boost to that.
It has to be. It has to be. So, but anyhow, anything else? We got Clemson coming up on Tuesday. That preview will be out this weekend, probably Sunday afternoon sometime. We'll have that preview out for you. I'll be in the Garden. Very excited about that one. But yeah, we'll do the preview then and everything. Clemson, I watched a good bit of their game against Alabama tonight. They looked great in the second half, awful in the first 12 minutes. They were getting ran out of the gym and then found a way to fight back against that Alabama team. Yeah, especially on the road like that. So it's going to be a tough one against Brad Burnell and the Clemson Tigers. But anything else before we wrap up?
No, sir. Appreciate all you. Go Cougs Saturday. We're full football mode for the next couple days because they need it, and it's gonna be sick.
I'm so excited for the game. Cannot wait. And also, regardless of the Big 12 result, I'm going to go live on the CarterCast YouTube channel for the college football playoff reveal. So Sunday, noon Eastern, I will be going live for the college football playoff reveal, regardless of what happens in the Big 12 title game. So hop in for that as well. Shameless plug. That does it from us at Chase_Roger0, at Karter BA, at Church Ball Pod on everything. Go follow, go subscribe, 5-star review wherever you're listening, Apple, Spotify, wherever. You know the drill by now. We'll be back. Clemson preview coming out this weekend, and then we'll be live. I'll be coming to you live from Madison Square Garden right here, right after the Clemson game next Tuesday. And anything else real quick, Chase?
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. Go get a Big 12 title on Saturday.